Malaysia. Myanmar. Thank you. Kindly settle down. I would request Ms. Vandana Vishna to please take over the stage.
Good morning. Welcome to the first session of the third day of Indo-ASEAN Youth Summit. Yesterday, I was wondering that when the lyrics of the national anthems are played, why don't the delegates sing, the delegates of their respective countries? And it's good that the Malaysian delegates sang their national anthem. It was very interesting. Thank you. Thank you very much. So let's begin with the presentations. As you all know the format, we'll have presentations for about 10 minutes and then 5 minutes for question answers. So can we have the first presentation from Laos? He's Mr. Thatsaphone. He's a senior official with the ASEAN section with the Cabinet Office of Lao Youth Union. He holds a Master's in Arts majoring in Business Administration from the National Economics University of Vietnam and National University of Laos.
Thank you, ma'am. Very good morning to distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, my co-ASEAN delegates, and also my Indian friends. Very good morning. So we would like to present to you on behalf of the Lao delegations. And first of all, we would like to thanks for the host as the Indian government and also the Indian Foundation, which is provide us the warm welcome and hospitality. Thanks for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you the introduction of Laos. Normally, in the past, we were known as the Kingdom of Lansang or the Land of Million Events, which is regarding to the form of the country in the past. We were the Kingdom of Lansangs. So, where is Laos? Laos is here. We share borders with 5 countries, Vietnam, China, Cambodia, Myanmar, and Thailand. So you can see as the red point of that. So we don't have the sea, we are landlocked country surrounding by the mountainous areas and mountains and like that. We became independent in 1975 in the 2nd December. So the 3 shades of the national flags, we have red, blue, and white. The red represents the blood shade of the liberations, while the blue represents the richness of the natural resources in Laos. We are fruitful of the natural resources, for example, golds, mining, etc. So the white symbolizes the wholehearted and kindness of the Lao people. This is a national emblem of Laos. You can see that this is representing the Tha Luang Stupa in the middle, which is become the iconic of Laos. And regarding the agricultures and natural resources, you won't see that. These 2 honorable former Lao leaders. The left-hand side would be His Excellency Mr. Suparnawong, was the last king dynasty of the Kingdom of Lansangs, and he supported the change of the form of the country. While the right-hand side would be Mr. Kaison Phomvihan, known as the beloved hero of the country. He was the first call for the independence of the country. This is the current President of Laos, His Excellency Mr. Bunyang Vorachit. And up there would be the Prime Minister of Laos currently, His Excellency Mr. Thongloun Sisoulith, and the President of the Lao National Assembly, Madam Pani Yathotu. Can you check the presentation, please? Lao PDR, we are small countries and with the population with around 6.8 million people. And the population growth rate is about 2.5%. And in the country, most of the people are Buddhisms, and while 15% are the others religious. This is some of the Lao ethnic people and ethnic costumes. We have the 49 ethnic groups in the Lao PDR living across the countries. You may find them in some costume. We will show you some events and regarding the program in here in India. And regarding the Buddhism, we respect and believe in Buddhism a lot. So during the year, you may see the Lao people, they enjoy having the festivals, the festive occasion or spiritual occasions regarding our belief. This is the national flowers, which is we call champa, dog champa or frangipani. The traditional instrument would be can. We have the poem saying that whenever you see the people playing can, sitting on the ground and having the Lao food, eating sticky rice, and living in the house with the 4 pillars lift up to the ground, you will be Lao people. So the Lao people, they help each other to preserve the culture and traditions. They like dancing, playing the traditional musical instruments, and teach their children how to keep the traditions and culture. Also, the old people we respect, and then they teach us, they guide us in how to live, how to perform, how to behave in the society. So this is the boat racing festival where the candles and the boat are made by the banana leaf, and that we release it into the river, wishing to be us as a family members, happiness, luck, and success throughout the years. This is the Hmong. The right-hand side will be the Hmong New Year festival, starting from the earlier of the year, around February or the March. And Rocket Festival, boat racing festival, and the water festival, which is the Lao New Year. This is the wedding ceremony. Some of photos, you will see that. Decorating the house with flowers, the bazi ceremony will be like, and from India maybe, is this palm or something? You make the bazi ceremony, tightening the cotton line into your hands, and you wishing you prosperity, luck, and success. Next slide, please. This is the photos of the bazi ceremony where it's held in the bride and groom's houses. Next, please. This is a kind of the Laos houses. Many pillars. Normally we have 4 pillars in the house, a wooden house to the roof. Next, please. This is the modern one. This is the modern one that are decorated by the concrete in the ground floor with a pond. This is Lao food. We have the sticky rice. This is the main cuisines in Laos, lap and chicken rice, papaya salad with beer lao and river wheat fry. Next, please. The climate change in Laos. We have, like rainy season and then dry season and very hot season at some time. And also we have the provinces, 1 capital and 7 provinces. Next, please. This is the currency and also the economy of Laos. Normally, Laos are fruitful and rich of the natural resources, and we have the minerals and forests, wooden products, textile, and the exchange rate would be like $1 above 8,000 skip. Next. We have our own alphabets, our own language, which is called Lao language. This is the kind of the alphabet itself. Within the country, we have the 4 major type of languages, which is Lao, Chinese, Tibet, Hmong Yimian, and Mon Khmer, which is from Cambodia, or the Burmese Sanskrit. Next, please. This is education system of Laos that we have the 4 main levels: kindergarten, primary school, high school, universities, or upper levels of the educations. Next, please. The youth of the country, we were given the priority as the backbone of the country, is the future of the nations. So Lao Youth Union will taking care of us and lead us throughout the youth movement, youth activities. We have the 4 structure, like from the village level, district, provincial, and center level, which is consists of the ministries or like provincials. Next. This is the photos of an emblem of Lao Youth Union and the Lao Youth with the blue uniform. Next. We have the slogan that we should promote the solidarity with the internal in the country and also the external. We have to be the good children. You have to develop yourself, and throughout the currently the 4 breaking through approach that rising the youth movement and development, which is the imagination study, you breaking through the job and working, vocational creations. Next. This is the movements of the youths. There will be the volunteers of the community, sense of belongings. Next, please. Next. So there is there will be the many national activities and movements of the country. So they will support our leaders, our country, our community. Next. Next. So they also help to preserve the culture, is it? You agree, right? We are not only keeping our traditional, but we learn how to adapt to the current innovative style, like dancing. For the international corporations in ASEAN, next. Over the years, after becoming the member of ASEAN, we open to the cooperations within the regions, within the 3 pillars, with the dialogue partners. So we have worked hard into the ASEAN and religion in order to contribute our country potentials to support the religions. Next, please. So for the ASEAN India, yes, the cooperation, we have the export and import from India. Normally we export to India would be the lead waste and scrap, the fuel, the wooden products, and we import some like various products, models, vehicles, like that, machineries. Next, please. We would like to present to you like some major provinces in Laos and regarding the tourism, because the next year will be the Visit Laos years. Next, please. Vientiane capital, you may see this is a Tha Luang Stupa, the national symbol of Laos. Next. This is the sizing. We have lots of the nice temples, the historical places. Next, please. This is the Vientiane province. Vientiane capital is different from Vientiane province. Vientiane province is outside of the Vientiane province, like 1 hour. So you may see that we have the mountainous area, the waters, resources, the tourists will be the main income of the country currently. Next, please. People enjoy the life there. You can see there's beautiful sceneries. Next. Foreigners like going there. They enjoy hiking, walking. Next, please. The good hotel, cheap, you may experience and try to visit Laos. The hotel may be like the guest house, like $20 per night with breakfast, like that. Please visit us. These are some hotels, nice. Next, please. There you can have the hiking, the riding the bike, and also enjoying the balloon, the nice view up there. Next, please. Tubing, like people, they like tubing, sitting on the tube and riding and from the river, right, flow down to the river's streams. This is Luang Prabang province, the north. This is very well known and World Heritage City town in Laos, given by the UNESCO. Next, please. In ancient time, we have the night market, but we still have it. And also the famous temple Wat Sing Tong. Next, please. Giving alms early morning will be the very preferable activities in the day. Next. Some water flows, nice, cold. Next, please. Good hotels, cheap, and also the luxury ones are also provided. Next. Southern part of Laos, Champasak province. Next. We have the World Heritage sites as well. Wat Phu Champasak maybe gets influenced by the King of Angkor from Cambodia. The freshwater dolphins or Irrawaddy dolphins. Next. Sipandon, 4,000 islands. In the southern part, we have the Mekong River, and also we have a lot of thousands islands. The biggest water flow in the Southeast Asia. Next. Some tourist attractions in Laos. The Buddha's image, the lake, and also some sceneries. Next, please. The Friendship Bridge connects Laos to Nong Khai province of Thailand. In some provinces, the middle part of Laos, Savanakhet province, and Khammon provinces. Next. How can you go to Laos? Of course, you can take flights, drive from Thailand, and take bus and train from Thailand, and from Vietnam. Next. When you visit Laos, you may recognize how we respect each other. Next. We are normally pumping our hands like some relatives and neighboring countries, pumping our hand on the Dao sayings, but we will finish soon, sorry. Next, please. Please support the Lao commercials and products when you visit us. Next. I would like to present to you this kind of things. In case of you have questions, we would like to answer you anything. Thanks.
Thank you, Thatsapon.
Thank you.
Any questions? We can take maximum 2.
I see none. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. He's happy like a new research student who doesn't face any questions from the audience. Thank you. Now we have presentation from second country, Malaysia. We have Payal and Thompson from Malaysia.
Hello, hello, hello.
See Payal wearing an Indian sari. She is representing Malaysian Bengali Association here. She is a pharmacist and works for Ministry of Health. Thompson is Vice President of ASEAN Youth Organization. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning and salam satu Malaysia. That's how we Malaysians greet everyone. So we shall start our presentation today. Malaysia consists of 13 states and 3 federal territories. So you can see that it's divided into 2 different islands, East Malaysia and West Malaysia. Next. This is the overall information about Malaysia, where the capital is Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya, which is the administrative capital. Largest city is Kuala Lumpur. Official languages, Bahasa Malaysia. Ethnic groups, Malay, Chinese, Indigenous, Indian, and others. Religion, official, 61.3% are Islam. Other religions, Buddhist, Christian, Hindu, and others. Government is ruled by the Federal Parliamentary Elective Constitutional Monarchy, which is by the Yang di-Pertuan Agong, Prime Minister, Chief Justice, President of the Dewan Negara, Speaker of the Dewan Rakyat, Parliament, Upper House, which is the Dewan Negara, and Lower House, which is the Dewan Rakyat. Our currency is Ringgit Malaysia. Next. Okay, this is just an overall view. I think everyone can just read through it. Rather than me reading it to you all, probably everyone will fall asleep. Okay, next. This is the age structure in Malaysia currently. Okay, this is our political view. It starts off with the Royal Majesty, then we have the legislative body, administrative body, and the judiciary body. Well, the office was established in 1957 when the Federation of Malaya, now known as Malaysia, gained independence from the UK. Malaysia is a constitutional monarchy with an elected monarch as the head of state. The king is one of the few elected monarchs in the world. This is our king, His Majesty Yang di-Pertuan Agong of Malaysia, Duli Yang Maha Mulia Sultan Muhammad V, and our Prime Minister on the left, Datuk Sri Najib Tun Razak, and our Deputy Prime Minister. Next. These are the people that you can find in Malaysia. Okay, I'll just go through it very simply. Malay, Chinese, Indian, and many other ethnic groups have lived together in Malaysia for generations. All these cultures have influenced each other, creating a truly Malaysian culture. The largest ethnic group in Malaysia are the Malays, Chinese, and Indians in Sabah and Sarawak. There are a myriad of indigenous ethnic groups with their own unique culture and heritage. When I speak about the Malays, today, the Malays in Malaysia are the largest ethnic group that makes up more than 50% of the population, although this dropped to less than 25% in East Malaysia, which is Sabah and Sarawak. In Malaysia, the term Malay refers to a person who practices Islam and Malay tradition, speaks the Malay language, and whose ancestors are Malays. The conversion to Islam from Hinduism and Theravada Buddhism began in the 1400s, largely influenced by the decision of the Royal Court of Malacca. The Malays are known for their gentle mannerism and rich arts heritage. Then we go to the Chinese, the second largest ethnic group. The Malaysian Chinese form about 25% of the population, mostly descendants of Chinese immigrants during the 19th century. The Chinese are known for their diligence and keen business sense. The three subgroups who speak different dialect of the Chinese language are the Hokkiens, who live predominantly on the northern island of Penang, the Cantonese, who live predominantly in the capital city of Kuala Lumpur, and the Mandarin-speaking group, who lives predominantly in the southern state of Johor. Indians, the smallest of the three main ethnic groups, the Malaysian Indians form about 10% of the population. Most are descendant of Tamil-speaking South Indian immigrants who came to the country during the British colonial rule. Predominantly Hindus, they brought with them their beautiful culture such as ornate temples, spicy cuisines, and exquisite saris. As you can see, most of us here are very much Indian than you can think. Next. Okay, these are the fascinating handicrafts that can be seen in Malaysia. We can start off with the earthenware, where popular items of traditional designed perak labu sayong, galok belanga, Chinese dragon with ceramics, and Sarawakian tribal motif potteries. Then we have the textiles, colorful and captivating. Malaysian traditional textiles are much sought after worldwide. Varieties include the batik and the songkets. Then we have wood crafts. Blessed with an abundance of timber and boundless tropical forests, Malaysia is renowned for an assortment of distinctive wood crafts. And finally, we have the metal crafts. Traditional brass casting and bronze working are still used to make an array of utensils. Traditional attire, as we can see, the Malays usually will wear the baju kurung or baju kebaya, and then we continue with the Chinese, cheongsam, samfu, and then the Indians, saris, jippa, Punjabi suit, you name it. I mean, I don't have to explain what the Indians wear, right? Next. Okay, these are the architecture in Malaysia, where we start off with the Minangkabau, which is in Negeri Sembilan. It's very much influenced, there are a lot of Indonesian influence in Malaysia. So Minangkabau comes from Indonesia, basically. Then we have KLCC, that is KLIA, our international airport. Pagoda, that is Batu Caves. A mosque, glass mosque in Terengganu. And PICC, this is the Royal Palace in Kuala Kangsar, and that is our Prime Minister's office in Putrajaya. Next. Okay, this is the food that you can see. Next. These are the holiday getaways. So we have one of the tallest mountains, which is the Mount Kinabalu. I think many of you all have heard of Mount Kinabalu, which is in the center. The rest of it you can just see. Next. And these are the biodiversity that is available in Malaysia. We very much share the same as Brunei and Indonesia. Okay, Malaysia has the 0.2% of the world's land mass, its diversity of flora and fauna. So as you can see, we are very rich in flora and fauna. Next. Okay, these are the exotic animals that can be found. The orangutan, which is quite famous, tapir, binturong, sambar deer, mouse deer, rafflesia, Irrawaddy dolphin, and sun bear. Now I shall hand it over to Thompson.
Thank you, Paya. Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to start by acknowledging the presence of the Honorable, the Excellency Ambassadors and people from the diplomatic corps. Thank you so much for being here. So, I just want to have a quick show of hands. How many of you have been to Malaysia before? Okay, thank you. How many of you have only been to KLIA for transit only? Okay. All right, because I got this question from people, and that's why I wanted to see what are the, I guess, the responses from the floor. Can I get the slides up, please? Not me, the slides. Okay, thank you. All right, so I'm just going to quickly run through with you about the relationship. I think what my colleague Paya has mentioned about is about Malaysia. And this is something that I think is very important. And I just wanted to start by saying that this month is actually a fantastic month because we have so many Independence Day happening here. Yesterday we celebrated the India National Day. And actually, beginning of this month, we celebrated ASEAN Day by 8th of August. And I know that tomorrow Indonesia is celebrating your Independence Day. Is that right? Yes. All right. And end of this month, we are celebrating our Independence Day as well. So very briefly, what is our relationship here? Next slide. Can we extend a little bit more for the time, ma'am? 2 minutes only. All right, I'll do my best. All right, these are a couple of films that is being filmed in Malaysia. All right, Kabali, right, and also Daunt, right, and these are Bollywood films. The last picture is actually a very interesting one because this is Shah Rukh Khan, and he was being given a title called Dato. Dato is actually some sort of title that is being given to somebody who have contributed a lot to Malaysia, and not many foreigners were actually being given that. So that tells a lot in terms of how Malaysia value the contributions from our friends. So we celebrated our 60th anniversary. We celebrate our 60th anniversary not just as a country, but also as our relationship, the family relationship. All right. Our most recent visit, high-level visit, as you can tell, some of you in the media, is because we have our visit from our Prime Minister and also the ministers to India. And 2015, Prime Minister Modi also visited Malaysia, and they launched a very important gate called the Tonara Gate. Tonara, thank you, my friends from Malaysia. We also call it the Modi Gate, is that right? Correct, okay. Currently, 2,000 over Indian students studying in Malaysia, and we also have 1,700 Malaysian students studying in India. Quick pictures, these are, as you can tell, high-level meetings. These are the prime ministers and ministers from Malaysia, and this side from India, and these happened a couple of months ago. And this is the launch of the gate that I've just mentioned about, and Prime Minister Modi was there as well to actually witness the important moment. I think it's very important to mention about ASEAN here. Okay, so we have, Malaysia is actually one of the founding members of ASEAN. All right, it started by our second prime ministers, and we have 4 other foreign ministers here. The ASEAN Secretariat is based in Jakarta. Right, ASEAN Community is launched in 2015, and we have an ASEAN Vision 2025, which is to have one identity and one community. Okay. ASEAN itself is the 3rd largest population in the world. Combinedly, we are the 7th largest economy in the world. All right, and chairmanship, we have a lot of partners, as you can tell. I won't go through that one by one because of time constraint. This slide is something that I know that some of the audience actually requested for because you wanted to know what is happening in Malaysia in terms of helping young people. Just briefly, Index Belia, this is something that we do for developing, to understand the behavior of young people. Right? I have my colleague here, Miss Asnina. Can you please quickly stand up? She's actually from the Ministry of Youth, and she's the one who done the research about the behavior of young people. You can speak to her later on. Okay, so I wouldn't have time to run through every single thing, but I just wanted to point out quickly the reason why I put a person's picture there. That is actually our Minister of Youth. And the reason why I put his picture there is because I think it's absolutely for young people to have somebody who can champion their interests.
Thompson,
and
please
she's
finish.
Actually
please
I'm
finish.
wrapping up. The second slide, the second last slide.